Hey everyone, Charlie here with Advent Tech, and today we're going to demonstrate the Write app. And I actually keep the Write app right here in my favorite apps menu because I like to use it quite a bit. First thing I want to show you is you can customize the background theme or color if you hit the menu button here, hit the theme button, and you can pick different colors and it'll kind of change on the fly. You could even go, black if you wanted. And then you can throw in, different templates, right? You're working on upper lowercase letters, you wanted to do a musical grid, you want to do a baseball theme, right? So there's lots of options. I'm going to say for this demonstration, we don't probably need a theme. And let's just kind of soften up the background color a little bit. We'll do something more pleasing like that color, right? So very easy to change. And even while you're building your whiteboard lesson, you can go and change that at any time. The other thing I want to show you here is I've recently created a lesson on the butterfly proboscis. So if I recently done a lesson or a whiteboard, I can pull that up, right? And here's images I pulled from the web, some different facts, and we highlighted the different parts of a butterfly. But again, we want to do a different lesson today. Maybe we'll do something like the area of a triangle or something, right? Because I'm a math teacher or geometry teacher. And so I think for just easy reference, you can also save the lessons on the panel or to Google Drive. But if you've recently been working on something, you hit this list button. It'll show you what you've recently been working on, or if you just want to create a new board, you can do that too. Also in here is, the save and the opens, but import, we're going to go import really quick. I want to import a PDF. I could import images or PDFs, but I'm also going to show you how you can get those from a browser here in a minute. I've got access to my Google Drive if I wanted to pull something from my Google Drive, but I also downloaded on the panel a handful of PDFs and different documents. So this is a PDF that I like because it's got the area of a triangle worksheet, right? And so I really like this one and I want to, work on it, or we'll work on just a couple problems on this worksheet. Now, something you probably didn't notice, because that was actually a 2-page PDF, is there's a second page that was actually saved to another slide over here, right? And so this is kind of your page navigation. So you can really easily, kind of see what pages do I have up. And if you were to accidentally put something on another page, or maybe it just does it because it was a 2-page PDF, I can tell it to copy over to another page that I'm working on, because I actually want both pages of that PDF on the same screen. So again, just kind of a cool feature. So now I can actually get rid of these extra pages. I don't really want them anymore. And, here we are working on this 2-page PDF, right? Now, at any point, I can kind of move around everything on the panel, and I can also, select these items and move them around, right? So it's very user-friendly. I mean, there's just a lot of features that are kind of intuitive, and I may not even mention, how easy it is to create more real estate. But it's super easy, just kind of the pinch in, pinch out features, and you can move a lot of stuff around. If you want to move around a specific object, you either hit the select button to select it, or what I often do is, instead of using my finger to write on the board, which I can, if I want my finger to be one of the pens, I can make it a pen. I often just use the finger select tool, because for me, I know that I have these 2 pens that are magnetized to the front of the board, and I want to use those more often than not. And just using the finger select tool means I can quickly pick stuff, and I can change colors, I can delete, I can, kind of just navigate the whiteboard a little bit easier. So here we have the area of a triangle lesson that we want to do. Now let me just show you a couple other fun things. So there's shapes you can pull up, 2D shapes, 3D shapes. So, if you felt like that was fun and interesting, you can put a bunch of triangles on here. Again, there's 2 and 3D shapes, for whatever reason, right? And then there's various rulers built in as well. So again, maybe we're actually doing a lesson on angles. And, what I want to do is I want to show you something like a 120-degree angle. So I adjust the ruler there, I hit save, and then even, after I get rid of the ruler, the image is still there if I wanted to use that, right? Another ruler, which is kind of fun here, we can use is this guy. And again, I can create a circle now, and I can exit out, and it saves on there. So again, I'm not even going to go deep into all the shapes and rulers. There's different forms you can make, right? If you want to put a grid on there, there's different mind maps, there's different note tools. So, again, I don't necessarily want to show you all those features, but just so you know, I mean, this thing is pretty darn feature rich if you wanted to use all the tools that are baked in. So maybe we'll clean up our real estate a little bit here and, give ourselves some workspace again. So I did get rid of one of the PDF pages. Again, I might have to import that in again if I wanted to, but let's just say we're going to work on just this page, or we're even just going to work on one problem on this page. We could do that. Now, one thing I want to show you is there is a browser button down here, and I could just open a browser really quickly if I want to, because one thing I don't have for my students is what is the actual way to calculate the area of the triangle. And I could pull this up really quickly. This is my Google board. I can also just have the regular Android board app, but I'm going to just search for area of a triangle calculation or equation. Area of a triangle equation. So here it is right here, which is pretty handy. Thank you, Google. You've got it right there available to us. So if we want to calculate the area of a triangle, we can. But if you notice, it's kind of hard to go between that and the whiteboard app. So I'm going to show you kind of one of the cool things about the whiteboard app and how it integrates with different parts of the panel. So I'm just going to hold down the browser app for a second. And I could do the same thing if I was in the browser and I wanted to bring up the whiteboard app. I can put it on either side of the board, and I can give it more or less real estate if I want to, right? And so this gives me the ability to really pull stuff in from the web really dynamically. And there's a few things I could do, right? Like, let's say I want to actually pull in this whole equation, and this is not very easy to copy and paste, but what I could just do is use the little capture tool, and there's many little tools like this, timers and spotlights and the capture tool, all this stuff built right into the panel. But I want to do a quick little screen capture here of the equation, and I could quickly save it, and then I could import it as an image if I wanted to. But there's also this fun little button that just says insert to whiteboard, and there it is right there. So now it's there, it's in the whiteboard. And again, I'm going to give myself a little more real estate because I want to just move it over here. Now we have the area of a triangle. Now, the other things we could do is if there was an image we thought really captured this well, we could also just kind of pull it in as an image. So I could highlight that image, hold it down for a second, and then I could kind of pull that in. So you notice before I did this with the butterfly. And so, I just want to say, like, it's not just math problem pictures and text you can pull in. If you hold down the text, you can copy it in, but you can pull in images. And, again, you could do something else entirely. Like, let's say you were doing a lesson on, bird migration, right? And you could pull this up and you could do something else entirely, right? Like puffin migration in Iceland. And again, you could pull up some facts on puffin migration, or again, you can pull in images and things like that. And, it's pretty darn easy to just pull this stuff right into your whiteboard, right? So whether it's puffins or, I didn't quite drag that. I have to give it a second to land. Or it's butterflies, or it's the area of a triangle. Again, it's really quick and easy to just kind of hold down the image, give it a second to download. Once it's downloaded, I can quickly drag it over here. And again, because I downloaded the images from the web, it actually sits within my local files while I'm still using the whiteboard. But I just thought I would kind of show you this and show you how easy it is to pull data, either from a screen capture using the capture app, or quickly from just holding an image down. You can also do the same thing and copy and paste text in the same way, right? So let's get back to our area of a triangle. Now, in this situation, I've done my area, I've got some pictures, I pulled some stuff in. And again, we can start writing on the board right away using the pen app. And again, I could use my finger as a pen app if I wanted to, but I want to use the finger to select. And I want to show you this. So I've got this set up so that the front of the pen can be one color and the back of the pen can be another color. In fact, it could even be another brush or a highlighter or something. So I just want to show you that, it's like, here I can, quickly write area And here I can underline that text, and it's pressure sensitive as well, right? So I've got the chisel tip here selected so it actually can register how hard I'm pushing. I could change that to just a regular paintbrush as well. That'll stay a little bit bigger. Or I could change it to something like a highlighter, right? Because I just want to highlight specific stuff. Here's how you solve for the area. Here's what we want. Now, kind of a fun feature, again, this whiteboard app being as robust as it is I can select this text, and my handwriting's pretty terrible. I could hit the Smart Write button, and it will translate that to something a little more legible, right? And if you were to translate it, you could also search for it on the web really quickly as well. Now, searching for area on the web is not going to be very interesting, so maybe we'll do another one. Maybe we'll search for butterfly, right? So, again, something I'll show you really quickly is if I wanted to, I could have the magic write going on all the time while I'm writing. For me, that's a little too much pressure, so I actually like to write the whole word out, and then I'm going to select the word. I'm going to tell it to Smart Write. And it's funny, you'll notice here, it kind of gives me some options. My handwriting, as bad as it says, is this what you were trying to spell? And I'm going to say, no, that's not what I was trying to say. I was trying to say, butterfly or something like that. And now, like I said, I want to search the web, and I can hit search the web and it pulls up butterfly. It still has my previous pages up. But again, just kind of a cool feature of the Smart Write, app is that you can do that kind of, pen to text, and then you can search for the text. A few other things I just kind of want to show you here, right? There's also kind of little magic images you can pull in if you want to. I mean, it's just kind of the simple feature, but you wouldn't believe how much people like it. So here's kind of a sandwich, or I could do like the Eiffel Tower, if I did a circle, it'll give me some kind of more circle-y options, like a frog head if I do a, square. And so, what practically is the point of doing some of these things? I don't know, but I think I just want to show you guys that there's a lot of tools built into this whiteboard app that as you use it over time, you're going to discover more and more and more, right? One really fun thing, like let's say we've done our lesson on the area of a triangle, or we've done our lesson on butterfly proboscis, is if I want to, I can save it to the board, or if I wanted to share it with my students, I could load it to Google Drive, Google Classroom. I can also hit this little share button here, and it'll dynamically pull up a QR code that anybody scanning with a smart device, it will pull them into a website where you can download the image, right? So I think that's just kind of one of those cool features that, you could go use the board for a while and never really, realize that that's there. Let's go back to our other lesson, just because I want to show you guys a couple things. Now, another thing I want to show you, besides the pen, which has lots of different features and functionality built in, we didn't even show you all those features, but there's also an eraser that comes with and magnetizes to the side of the panel. But you could also pull up the eraser here, or you can just use your hand as an eraser, right? So similar to how you could tell your finger to be a pen, right? I'm going to make my finger a pen once again, and I'm just going to write on the board here, or I'm going to write something here. I can use the back of my hand, just make it a fist, and I can erase the stuff that I've just drawn, right? So that's one way I could do it. I can pull up the eraser little feature, and I can make it bigger or smaller, right? So I want a big eraser. And again, it's not going to erase the images or items that you put up here, but any writing over them you can erase, right? My highlighter. Or there is the actual eraser that sticks on the side of the panel. You can use that as well. It leaves less fingerprints than using your hand, on the panel, which can be kind of nice. So you've got the two pens and the eraser that come standard with the panel. I think the last thing I'm going to show you is the multi-user mode. So the multi-user mode is kind of fun if you want to give, 2, 3, 4 kids a math problem to work on at the same time, or you want to just have a drawing competition or something. You can hit the multi-user button, and let's do 4 different screens, right? Now it opens up a really basic whiteboard for these 4 users, but they can each have their own color. And as long as they don't lift their finger to draw on their neighbor's board, then everybody actually has their own board as well. where they can draw things, different shapes. You can put a math problem up there and you could have 4 people work on the math problem at the same time. And they can each have their own, color to work with as well, right? So in this instance, once you're all done, you can actually hit the back button here. And what it's done, similar to when we imported a PDF, is it's made it another page, right? So we've got our area of a triangle page, we've got our for user page, and we have our puffins are still there hanging out, waiting for us to come back to them. And again, there's lots of different tools. I don't think I'm necessarily going to have time to show you everything. If you have any questions, we'd love to show you how to use the app to work on specific lesson plans if you like, or if you want us to show some of the other features we didn't really have time to get into. But I think we just wanted to do a quick demonstration to show you how powerful and functional and friendly the OneScreen Write app is, their whiteboard app. It's definitely one of the best ones in the market. It's one of the reasons we prefer OneScreen. And if you ever get stuck and you need help, the Guru button is right here. They actually built the Guru button into the Write app. And so if there's any of these features you forget how to do, you can push the Guru button and it brings up support. The Guru button is always available on the home screen at the top left-hand corner. But if you're actually in the Write app and you have a question about the Write app, they actually even built the Guru button in right there. The Guru button is not tech support, it's teacher support, right? They'll answer tech support questions, but they love to answer questions like, how did you split the screen again? How do I pull images into the whiteboard app? How do I copy text? How do I do the screen capture thing again? All those questions they love to answer. They do not ask you for serial number, make and model of the device, your name, email address, phone number. They're not going to ask you that. They're just going to say, how can I help you? And you can call them, video call them, or chat them at any time. Thank you so much and have a great day.